Hey, Stuart here with another edition of Backpacking Tips, Tricks, Hacks, Facts, and Etiquette. On today's episode, it's kind of a hack, it's kind of a FAQ, and it's my number one luxury item. First thing I want to say is I want to apologize for the light. I wanted you to see the beautiful view behind me as I'm doing this video actually on the trail, and I wanted to show you something that's super useful. If any of you have been caught in your tent for 4, 5, 6, 7 hours at a time due to heavy rain, or a snowstorm,
Been snowing for a couple hours now and I have to keep banging off the tent.
then you know exactly what I'm talking about, that uncomfortable feeling of having to pee-pee. We've all gotten out of our tent in bad weather to go to the bathroom. I know lots of ladies that get out, they do their business, they leave their tissue out because it's bad weather and they retrieve it in the morning, and that's fine. There's no problem with that whatsoever, but it's not very pleasant. So a lot of you do what I do and a lot of you don't do what I do, and that is my number one luxury item. The pee bottle. Yes, the pee bottle. Here it is. Ha ha! Look at that beauty. This is the Hydro Pack Stash. Why is it called the Hydro Pack Stash? Because that's what it does when you compress it and put it in your backpack. And yes, I have two. Why do I have two? Remember that rainstorm or snowstorm I was talking about? I might have to hunker down in my tent at 6 p.m., 7 p.m., and then 10 p.m. you're getting ready to go to sleep and you're like, I have to go to the bathroom. Boom. And then I have number two for in the middle of the night in case I need it again. It's amazing what I do, just so you know, if you use any of these types with the large mouth, and that's not a joke, we'll talk about that in a second. If you use any of these, what you want to do, I bring my boots in my tent because everything is in my tent. There's another video here on the channel about why I do that, but let's not talk about that for now. Let's just say that my boots are inside my tent, and these fit beautifully when both are like this, inside my boots. So they stand up straight. Here's why I do that. I want to be able to grab it in a place that I can find it quickly, and I want to put it back there. Why do I want to put it back in my boot? Everybody's number one fear about having a pee bottle is, what if I spill it? I hear this all the time. Let me ask you an honest question. When's the last time you were putting the lid on a bottle and somehow dropped it and spilled it? Right? Now, I understand it's a tent. You're kind of in a weird position because you're for example, for a guy, you're on your knees and your tent's not that big, but it's really not that hard to do. I've been doing this for years, and like 8 or 9 years I've been using a pee bottle when hiking alone, and now of course I'm usually always alone and I'm using my pee bottle, and I've never had an accident, knock wood. But because it's so simple to do, we're all used to it. Now, here's the stash. I want to show you something. The lid comes right off. It's very quick. There is a handle. These are a handle. And look at the size of this. Now there's no humor in any of this. This is important because in the middle of the night, in the dark, you need a pretty good target. So I find this particular millimeter size much safer. Oh, cap back on. Watch. I'm not even looking. I'm watching you. Tight cap in the boot, just in case. Done. And you will not have any stress about having to go pee-pee in a snowstorm or a rainstorm or in the middle of the night in your tent ever again. Last thing I want to say, I know what you're saying if you're watching. Yes, I'm a guy. It's a lot easier, but not impossible. How do I know this? I have lots of female backpacking friends, and I think use the exact same bottle. It can work without any accessories. Shower and practice and make sure you can figure out how to use it, and then you're all set. That's up to you, ladies. But for any guy, especially a guy getting a little older, who might get the call of nature more often in the middle of the night, I highly recommend adding the pee bottle to your repertoire. As I said earlier, I'm reaching down. It compresses in your backpack, a little size bigger than a hockey puck, and you can carry two of them. I'm going to flash the weight up of each of them here. This is what a Hydro Pack Stash weighs, and for a luxury item, and for me, so I can relax in my tent at night and not have to worry about venturing out in the snow or the rain, it's just an awesome thing to carry on the trail. So, pee bottles, check them out. check out the rest of the series of backpacking tips, tricks, hacks, facts, and etiquette. And if you have a question or an idea for an episode, please post them in the comment section below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.